All right, so now we have data networks emerging. We have, the things that float around on data networks, data objects, and how they're related to one another, and actually security and their attributes going with them as they traverse a network. Now let's talk a little bit about making sense of all this data and understanding. Again, you're seeing another multi-billion-dollar market emerge in this whole category called augmented analytics. Augmented analytics isn't about data understanding, it's about data preparation. And we'll talk a little bit about this with Tyson, but we know from our own experience, one of the hardest things to do in machine learning and really advancing kind of intelligent systems is presenting data in a way that works within their algorithms and their structures. I don't care if it's deep learning or fast analytics, it's about putting the data in context for them. And so you're going to see more and more tools develop in this concept of being able to present data to these types of solutions around the network, be it those that are specialized or those that are a little more generic. And again, I talked about the growth of data. It's important. This is going to become an important aspect, and it goes hand in hand with what we're talking about with metadata and attributes in terms of how data can be represented and how data relationships can be represented in a way that's consumable both to emergent systems as well as legacy oriented systems. Action. It's all about action. Analytics to this point in time have been descriptive analytics. It's all about what happened in the past. Let me give you a graph. Let me show you some trends. Let me tell you what happened in the past. Well, I'm here to tell you dashboards are old school. They're gonna go the way of the dinosaurs. Where things are moving very rapidly is prescriptive analytics to prescriptive analytics. So and in between is predictive analytics. It's taking what we've learned in the past, building on that and understanding the patterns and being able to predict potential outcomes, and then giving you the opportunity to pick something or make a recommendation based on probabilities. So again, it's on the back end, it's visualization, but then when we start getting into learning, it's a little more of deep analytics. And again, right now, the state of the practice is it's going to be very narrow. Say I'm going to do oncology, say for pancreatic cancer, but that's not necessarily applicable to some other field. So these deep analytics are going to be very specific. Then we get the fast analytics, is these things that help us make rapid decisions as a business. These things that build on the deep analytics and data, but a lot faster, and again, a lot more poignant. And finally, we got to put things in context of what we're doing. And again, you're going to see tools rapidly evolve into a family of tools, not just one big analytics solution, but things that run the spectrum. I can deal with large data sets. I'm dealing with very specific data sets, or I'm an action-oriented decision tool to help you do something. AI is always a fun topic to talk about, particularly in kind of the traditional definition of AI. And that's three of these categories are traditional definition of AI. We are squarely in the artificial narrow intelligence. Again, we're talking about machine intelligence and machine learning being specialized in one area, and it solves one problem. And you've been exposed to a whole lot of this already in your lives. Every time you ask Siri to help you, or Google, or Hey Google, or even some of these smart IoT devices, what they really are is narrow intelligence, and even autonomous vehicles fall in that category. They're designed to solve a specific problem. And I don't want to jam down the robotics path, because really, what are robotics? Robotics are a container of intelligence. The intelligence tells a mechanical thing to do something. And again, there's lots of different aspects of this, to smart applications, to things around visual recognition, which is not an easy thing to do, and what as well as around decision support. But that's the state of where we are. That's the state I think we're going to stay in for the foreseeable future, at least in my humble opinion. The other two states on the traditional path of defining artificial intelligence are artificial general intelligence, where this is kind of the singularity everybody talks about, where machines begin to equal human thought. And really, what's the hardest thing in this category is not about processing data. It's what we do in kind of our cognitive reasoning and thinking and our abstraction and how we can come up with ideas and be innovative as people. Very hard to get machines to work down that path. You're going to see the illusion of these of intelligence here in terms of processing data and making and recognizing patterns. You'll see the illusion of general intelligence, but it's not really going to be there. And I think what presents that illusion is something I'm a very, very big fan of. Again, I've been working in this space for about 25 years, is swarm intelligence. How do you create small, smart, intelligent things and let them work together in a way that they cooperate and solve bigger problems? So I think you're going to see narrow AI combined with the ability to orchestrate between them, really demonstrate advanced intelligent type solutions to solve bigger and broader complex, and humans become part of that. And one of the big pushes in the blockchain space has been predictive modeling. So that's which are both man and machine, and it's really, really pretty cool space in theory. You're going to see more of that. Last is artificial superintelligence. So, this is like the person of interest kind of AI. We're a long ways away from that, and I think for us to get there, you're going to have to see a pretty major leap in things like quantum computing and processing and how we build neural networks and really replicate not only what we do as humans, but what we can do as a collective set of humans to build a super intelligence.